The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are a part of India, but they are over 1,000 kilometers east of the Indian mainland. These islands are covered by lush tropical evergreen and coastal forests, fringed by mangroves and white sand beaches, and surrounded by a mosaic of coral reefs and seagrass beds. These biodiversity-rich ecosystems harbor thousands of species, many of them found nowhere else on Earth. Indigenous groups may have arrived on these islands 50 to 60,000 years ago, and various settler groups now occupy these islands that were once a penal colony for the British. But the Andamans have now become a popular destination for beach vacations and adventure holidays. Threats like climate change and invasive species, combined with poorly planned development, may harm both the ecologically sensitive islands and their indigenous people. There is an urgent need to promote biodiversity conservation, environmental sustainability, and human well-being in these islands. Further north from the capital of Port Blair is the small town of Mayabandar. This is where the Karen live.
John and I have been colleagues for a decade and a half, and while I greatly appreciate his contributions to the field of conservation, I admire him for the strength he has shown in overcoming challenges in his personal life. His time away from the family, his older son's struggles with Down syndrome, and the issues of being part of a community that is often marginalized or even ostracized in certain ways. John has dealt with all these challenges with the strength and grit of a true leader. Island communities are often viewed as homogeneous, cohesive communities, having developed close cultural and traditional connections with the land and seascapes they live in. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are very different because the dominant communities are settlers who have moved in from various parts of the Indian mainland at different times. While this is a great way to celebrate human diversity, this lack of historical and cultural connections with the land and the local natural resources means that a sense of stewardship is missing, and this has not had great outcomes for the local biodiversity.
ANET officially started in 1989. We were fortunate in those early days to have close touch with the Karen community at Mayabandar. By 1994, ANET was on its way to being the primary environmental NGO in the islands. And it was that year Saw John joined us as the ANET base manager we so badly needed.
He tasadi kalani itinya yele yedo tapi tama le pio keleba chiba ne kenapa alota ni keciba ta bote pa de lo ni kele kopluba ta bible water tapi basa phini khani tama le o phini mera padu tapi tama te phan a ho pi de tuk pi ya kusi lui phi do ni ba khwe ya le tama le enet ni de yama bikini o de lo ho ne lo.
John's early work consisted of keeping the ANET field station running effectively with limited resources. He dealt with everything from transporting supplies to remote areas to getting permissions from various government departments. Over the past 30 years, he has participated in projects exploring ecosystems including coral reefs, forests, seagrass, and mangroves.
Poko Andamani, where dog carry or a mute pamule, the tapotali sit or a mute pamule ole carried with one law. Linya honey, what two carried it pale, what bottle, told it pa, what bottle, lotte, support calented, what two let them war, the what bird had it pa two carried it like a bird with it pan, no? Kane made a redo to miller, pokaba power parkler, carried it pa, do dito, pocaditia, cumulative palo, or what ripa, le ta, cadu to miller, pokaba power parkler, carried pa, no, pamara, to me, ne, pamatuera, dito pado, dito pocadina per cumulative paleta, redo to me, no, basamota to me, me, talo, the kelo, the tochito, the tineba, tiny kajiwe dano, the honey, ye sokumole, ye fokwa, the le, quatasa pa, dito, yemulale, weti, mata pa, kaditinya pa, the kadikero, panero.
John has also been involved in field surveys for species like saltwater crocodiles, sea snakes, birds, and most important, sea turtles. For 2 decades, He has been a key part of monitoring leatherback turtle nesting populations in the Andamans. The region has some of the last remaining nesting habitats in the Indian Ocean for these magnificent endangered turtles. John is now working to help uplift the Karen community through initiatives like Andaman Karen Crafts, which was started with the help of Annette and Seacology. The AKC provides alternative sustainable livelihoods to local people by teaching skills such as weaving, making crafts, and preparing traditional Karen cuisine.
John the AKC
It offers educational programs that depict the rich culture, heritage, and environmental values that the Karen community hold dear.
John me aweda siko pathochu classmate galo. The aware salo matale bakale taputa libekale research bekade aware salo kweyale tamani. Yedoni batamalu titipa mira do yedole sasapu titipa katoki tipwa do taputa li titipale pwala klani lo.
John's nursery is the first of its kind in the Andamans. He grows saplings of varieties of medicinal plants and endemic trees, which he hopes will eventually reduce extractive pressure on the forests. John also runs a homestay called Kohi on his small organic farm. The house is built of wood and thatch and set amidst green paddy fields and forests. John, his wife Doris, and their 2 sons have opened their home to travelers looking for an intimate experience of the Andamans and to experience a community's way of life. For outstanding environmental achievement, the 2021 Seacology Prize is awarded to Sir John Aung Thong of India.
Yete na yete